Hi folks, today's project is doing a little repair work around the homestead. Got a little problem with my fireplace, which is right in here. Alright, so this is the very unusual fireplace. It's an actual fireplace with this stone that I make around it to make it look like it's some sort of cave fire or something creative. Alright, so the problem is I used to have a damper right here, and it was one of these types that went all the way up, all the way up, all the way onto the roof, way up on the onto the top of the chimney up there. It was one of these flaps that would had a cable that came down into the chimney itself, and you'd pull the cable by turning this knob. There was like a screw inside there with a stainless steel cable going up, and when you turn the knob, it would make the flap open up like this. And oh, I'm sorry. It would normally be. Let's see. I guess it was normally open, and when you turn the no. Oh yeah, you turn the knob and it would close it. That's right. You turn the knob and it would close the flap on top of the roof, and then that way that would keep the damper closed, and you wouldn't lose a lot of warm air wouldn't get sucked up your chimney. The problem is it's a clever design because it does keep the flue all warm so that the next fire draws quickly. But the problem is that the top sometimes would get frozen shut. If there was snow that would fall on it, then since the flue is warm, it would melt the snow, and then you might get a really cold night, and the flue would stay clamped closed, and you couldn't open it with the cable, and then so it could be a real smoky problem. So, and then eventually, I think there was a chimney fire at some point that I didn't even know about, a little one or something, and the next time I went up to fix the damper, it was basically gone. I think it was an aluminum damper and it had just melted away. It was gone. Maybe it just had rotted away from the creosote. It'd been on there for 10 years or so. So I thought about getting another one. They're pretty expensive, and since I had some problems with the first one, I thought, I don't know if I want to do that. And in terms of fixing this, the problem is, let's see if we can see up here. This is the chimney throat here, and it's irregular shape because of my artificial stonework here. So it's a hard shape to fit. There is a smoke shelf up above that. We're right up above there. Typically, there'd be a cast iron damper that would flap closed, and you'd push it up with your fireplace poker. But I didn't put that in at the time because I had the other damper, and putting one in at this point would be very difficult to even make it so it fit. And the point is to try to get a nice fit so that all my warm air isn't getting sucked up the chimney all the time. This rod right here is what's left of that twisty. It slides out and it turns. That's what's left of the original cable that I had put on. There was like a screw thing on there that you crank the cable around it. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to cut a piece of thick styrofoam that'll fit this spot, and I can cut that and keep adjusting it to get a pretty nice fit. And we'll see how that goes. And then I have a plan after that. All right. So I cut a piece. I already did this. I had gotten ahead of myself yesterday when I started this project. So this is already cut. I used a little template. I made a template out of cardboard, and then I had this 2.5 inch, or I guess it's 3 inch maybe, thick, dense polystyrene stuff. So I cut that with a Sawzall and everything, and then kept fitting it and kept cutting it because it's a very unusual shape, as you can tell. It has a lot of bevels to it and stuff. And then I had to add. There was a couple spots where I had cut it not quite right, so I had to add some spray foam. And the way I did that was I sprayed the spray foam on the edge, and when it was wet, I put some saran wrap over the spray foam, and then shoved it up into place, and then just left it, and then let the spray foam expand, and the saran wrap kept the spray foam from getting stuck on the bricks, and then I could just peel the spray foam off, and then I just took a knife and sliced that off, trimmed it off. That worked out pretty good. So I have that extra piece there, and I had to put a little piece there to fill that little spot that I had. Okay, so I shoved it up in there, and there it is, and it fits pretty good in there. Nice and tight seal. Now, what I have to figure out now is I want to be able to use this rod here. That slides in here, and goes across into a hole over there. Now, I can use that as a method of keeping it in place. And right now, I've got a 1/2 inch here, and I have about an inch and 3/4 on that end. So I'm going to make a wooden plate on this side and on the other side, and put a little wedge there, and put a handle so I can reach it from out here. That's the plan. And then we'll see. All right, let's head up to the shop and see if we can get this all set up. Got my snowplow in for the winter, as I demonstrated in a past episode. Greenhouse. Get back to that soon. First thing is I'm going to need a interesting wood handle. So I'll look in my handle department here. This is where I keep all the interesting pieces of wood when I cut a tree down for firewood or something. I've got pieces that are like knots, like that I can use that I've used for light sockets, light holders in the past, and heavier pieces that I could use for railings. Lots of small pieces, door handle, or lots of hooks for coats and things. Okay, I needed 2 hands to find it, and I found it. This piece right here. So this will be the one we need. Let's go back to the workshop and start putting it together. That's the workshop right there. Greenhouse. Chickens. could only push this in halfway. So my wedge is a little too fat on the fat side. So I got to plane that down.